Welcome to another episode of the Barcada Podcast. I'm your host, Marlon Ambas, and we're here with some very, very, very special friends, Julio.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hannah. Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now with you guys.
Oh, man. Yeah. Pretty much we have to, completely move our whole lives in 3 weeks. That's kind of how it's been, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been insane. I mean, I received a call saying, hey, man, we want you to come and join the team. And they're like, but you got to move in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, all right, let's do this,
Yeah.
So we've been just figuring everything out and, just figuring it out, trusting that everything's going to be good. And
So how did this opportunity open up for you?
Well, when I think it's been 6 years ago, I knew that I wanted to go into ministry, but I wanted at least to, be part of the music. I wanted to be a worship leader in a way, but I didn't know what that entailed. So for many years, I kind of felt like I was, being prepared to step into a role, more of like a leadership role in a church. And eventually I felt like I was ready. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And unfortunately, I was knocking out some doors here in Wisconsin, and everywhere that I was knocking, no doors were opening, which was completely fine. So then I joined a recruiting company that kind of showed me a bunch of different churches that were looking for somebody like me. And I saw the one in Florida that really, really spoke to me right away. And we saw other churches too. I mean, we saw a couple in Ohio, Nebraska. We were looking even in the East Coast by Virginia. And then we even went down to Texas too. We went down to Houston, which was really cool. But that one spoke to me right away. And in the back of my mind and in my heart, I felt like that was it. But of course, you got to look around and see what else is out there before you pick. But once we saw it, we just, I sent them my resume and I started talking to them. And the crazy thing about recruiting companies that I didn't realize, and I know that this happens a lot in corporate worlds because we even have some friends that are recruiters for companies, is that you kind of have to meet the recruiting company first, and they kind of have to screen you and do the whole thing. And then eventually, once they see if you're fit for this role in this particular area, then they kind of present you to the church, but they also present 10 other people. So it's just kind of crazy to think about all the steps that you have to do before you get to the front door of these people, and just all the things that you have to go through to even step into the front door is kind of insane. But
That's got to be a good feeling though, to, after it's all said and done, you got it, man.
Yeah, no, it felt great, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I've been training for 6 years to do this role, but I never went to school for it. You can go to school for stuff like this, and you go to Bible college or you take leadership classes or whatever. But I just kind of did it through, let's say, the streets. I did it through the streets. But and just from different churches that I worked with, and but it's been an awesome experience. The church that we're gonna start joining here they're called Next Level Church in Florida, Fort Myers, and we just felt called to go down there. And yeah, it's crazy because as soon as we went there, every door started opening. Everything started happening. The support that we've gotten from people has been amazing. Even people that I didn't even think were going to be supportive, they were like, dude, this is awesome. We're super proud of you. So, just because of that support, and even our families are super happy. And my dad is the happiest man alive right now. My dad is a pastor, so he pastors a church over in Green Bay. It's a Spanish church, but he's been wanting me to do this for like 10 years now. But once I told him that I was going into it, he's like, all right, what do you need from me? Well, he's just so supportive. So it's been really cool to see my dad excited about it too. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, when you step into where you're supposed to be, it's pretty obvious. Just all the doors start opening, and that's exactly what happened here. And God made it really clear, which was a beautiful thing. And I think everyone who's close to you knows that this is definitely something you're called to do. And like you said, throughout the years, you've definitely been learning. Whether you didn't have to go to school, because the last 10 years you've been leading worship with different worship teams, different churches here in Wisconsin. We've just been able to plug into so many amazing churches, meet tons of amazing people, how they do things. And that's how you learned. And then your dad being a pastor and just walking with God and learning all about the faith and living your life like that. You know what it's about, and you're ready. And now we're here, ready or not now.
Oh, yeah. 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 I really appreciate it, like, when you guys, like, share the videos and stuff of what you guys do.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, like, front and center on stage, like, you're belting it out, man. Like,
Yeah.
I could feel it,
Yeah.
That's
Well, thank you. That means a
Yeah.
lot that you say that. The weirdest thing, too, I just thought about this because I thought it was pretty funny. From all of the interviews that I ever did about this role, music was the last thing we spoke about, which is funny because I am, now I am a music director for a church. But music was kind of like the last thing that we spoke about because this role also entails a lot of mentoring and, dealing with people in communities. Something that really excites me about this area is that it's big in diversity. That's something that I've been really, really craving in my life, a little more diversity in people, culture as well, in a way where, you can see it at all times, and also because I miss speaking my language a lot. That's something that, and I'm sure you know this because, you speak Tagalog and you don't always get to speak it all the time, but that's something that I really wanted. And once I got down there, man, I just saw so many people that were speaking Spanish, Portuguese, which is something that I'm learning as well. And the best way to learn a language is to be in it, which is cool. And also just what I love about it too is that this new building that they just built. So the church, the church is a big church, but it's they call it's one home, different rooms. So they have different locations. So they have so in the Fort Myers location, there's an east side, there's a Cape Coral, which is like a like a town within Fort Myers, kind of like if Green Bay and the Pier, if it was kind of like that. And then they have a Fort Myers like central location, and then the new building that just got built is downtown. Excuse me. So it's the downtown location, which is really cool because it's their biggest building so far.
Wow.
It used to be a grocery store, and they turned it into a church. But it triples as it's a women and children's shelter, which Hannah was very, very, very excited about, and she'll tell you that in a second here. And it's also a free clinic for low-income housing.
Nice, yeah.
In low-income people. So it's really cool because, we also have to do a lot of outreach, and that's something that I'm excited about as well. I want to help communities out a little bit more. I want to be more involved in my community in that way. And yeah, I just thought it was a really cool opportunity. And when I told Hannah that it was a women and children's shelter as well, she started crying. Why don't you tell us about that a little bit?
I think that's just one of those Holy Spirit things, God's always put that on my heart.
Yeah.
So I think when God touches your heart, everyone feels it different ways, and a lot of times it just overwhelms me. and it fills up my heart so much that, you know, sometimes it brings tears, and it's a beautiful thing. So I mean, this is great. We're just taking every step we take. We know that sometimes God just leads you one step at a time. And so once we get down there, we're going to get to see how we can help out and help all these people in these situations that are dire, and show them hope and love and family and God, obviously, through all of those, and help them out in life. And we've been so blessed in our lives. It's really a great way that we'll be able to give to those folks who maybe are hard on their luck at that time. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's always been on my heart, because my parents are amazing. I got to grow up on a little hobby farm, run around barefoot, had animals, had a garden. My parents are hardworking. I just really had a beautiful, safe, loving home. And I know not everyone gets what I would call perfect childhood. Growing up, you know, hanging out in the hay barn, 30 kittens on my lap, you know, just getting to run around and enjoy that and know God my whole life. And so since I had that, I would love to show other kids that, and women as well, just share that and hopefully be able to help out where I can. And also, as music is part of both our lives, I know God will be able to use that as a bridge, because music's such a beautiful thing that we can use to teach. Yeah. Teach music, enjoy music. And also, when you were saying, Marlo, the videos Julio was posted of him leading worship, and how it's like, man, that's pretty cool. I can feel it. Like that also just made me think of how, you know, we do a lot of different kinds of music right now, but it is different when you play worship music. It doesn't feel the same as when you're just playing a happy birthday song or playing for someone's wedding. It's different when you're doing worship music, and Julio can actually definitely talk more about that, because he's really good at explaining that, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, it's definitely a different feeling when you're. What I told people was that, you know, when you're performing, you know, it's all about. I was constantly always thinking about, okay, are they liking it? Are they enjoying it? You know, and I was constantly looking around the room, seeing how I can make this a better experience for people. That's something that I worked really hard on getting good at, because, you know, sometimes you're playing at a show and then people don't care, which is, you know, it's fine if they don't, and not everybody's kind of like what you do, but looking at the room and kind of reading the room is a huge thing in music, especially when you showing up to a club or a bar or anywhere where you got booked there, but the people that are there necessarily don't know that you were going to be there anyways. Mm-hmm. So I felt that I was always trying to prove myself in almost any room that I played in, which, you know, you kind of have to do anyways. But when I switched from that into singing at church, playing at church, that kind of left the room completely, because it wasn't about me trying to make these people happy. It wasn't about me impressing whoever was in the congregation. It was mainly because we were there to, you know, sing to God, and that was kind of a relief to me in some ways, because, you know, it just felt like so natural, and there was no pressure, which, you know, I like the pressure too, don't get me wrong, but it just felt way better. I liked it way better. But, you know, it's a bittersweet that we're leaving, because, man, I mean, how long have we known each other?
It's been a minute. Yeah,
it's been a minute.
Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah,
I've lived in Oshkosh for 10 years, like to date.
It's been really
10 years. Yeah.
So yeah, at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember when I first came up to you and I was like, "Hey, would you be cool if I play some piano and sang that you're at Manila?" You know?
Like, who's this kid?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then you were like, "Wait, you sing? I thought you only play saxophone." You know, and it was one of those. But yeah, it's amazing because, I've gotten to meet so many people. I've gotten to play with so many people too.
Yeah.
The music scene here in Oshkosh is truly something that is you don't see anywhere. I've gone on tour and I've gone to different places where I've tried and get into the music scene, and I always end up coming back because it's not always as cool as you think it is. So it's truly something special to be part of this scene. And of course, we might be leaving to Florida, but we're still part of this. We're still, Oshkosh is still a home, and Wisconsin in general is still our number one.
Our family, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no matter where you go, family's still family. And
Yes.
that's how we feel about our friends and folks here. And one of the people at our church we've been going to in Green Bay, she's a wonderful pastor as well, Becky was saying. One of her friends told her as well, just because you're in a different geography, right? She said, doesn't mean that we're a different family. Just same family, just different location.
Yeah, different location.
And so just kind of spreading it out. And one thing's nice, God is so good to us. Fort Myers, Florida is where people go to vacation. So
Yeah.
we're very blessed. God has been good.
Direct flights now.
That's
Yeah.
right. And that's
Just
something
right
I
from
prayed
Appleton.
for. Yeah. I was
Yep.
like, God, can you please make it easy for my mom and dad and our friends to just zip down and visit, and us to visit them. And boy, within weeks, there's a billboard up saying Appleton's got Fort Myers direct flights.
Wow.
Yeah. There's been a lot of little miracles like that throughout this process, just to really confirm and clarify this is God's calling. That's why we're excited. We don't have to worry because we know we'll be good. He's got it all figured out and taken care of.
Nice.
So, but lots of cool little miracles like that.
Yeah, no, it's been really cool to just see doors open and things happening that we didn't even think were gonna happen. A cool story that I'm starting to tell people now was, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a what they call a dreamer, which now that I'm married, I'm getting I'll be getting my green card, and my citizenship, but before I even met Hannah, I was a dreamer, and that's how I was legal in the country. And every 2 years, you have to kind of re-sign up for it, And this year was the year that I had to re-sign up, so I did, and it took a little bit longer than usual. It started to freak me out because I was like, man, when is this gonna come? And even though I play gigs right now, it was one of those where, this little card tells me that I can live here legally and not have to worry. And I kept checking the United States Homeland Security app every single day, every single week, just trying to figure out. And in the midst of this, we were also going down to all these churches to candidate. So when I got the call for Fort Myers and then they offered me the job, I was like, yes, but I also in the back of my mind I felt like, oh man, like, am I gonna be able to do this? And man, I sat down, I prayed about it, and then I went downstairs to the mail because Hannah was doing a show, and I grabbed the mail, and then my card was right there.
Hey.
And I was like, what? It just felt crazy to me to even think about that, because I'm like, man, like it was just an answered prayer, like right away, and it just felt good. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Patricia sends her love to you guys.
yes,
And she was super, pumped, and, it's all such a bittersweet thing.
Yeah.
But I think all of us, our, initial reaction, when we heard the news, was like, that's a great opportunity, but, we're going to miss seeing you guys here and seeing you guys perform and all that stuff. But, like you said, it's a calling, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I think he'll do wonderful and he'll be able to use his talents,
Yeah.
like, you know, the whole bilingual thing, like, is huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you're missing and craving for that.
Yeah. No.
That kind of opportunity and stuff, you know. So
Yeah, we were definitely craving that. We were also craving a nice like community in our church as well. You know, at the church that we're a part of here in Green Bay, amazing church. It's a Celebration Church in Green Bay with Pastor Mark Gunger. The only thing was that we had a commute all the time, and it was an hour away. So we weren't always able to, you know, kind of be with the church, or, you know, if they had anything going on, it was kind of hard for us, especially as a musician. You know, during the times that churches have things going on, we're playing, you know, because if we don't play, we don't get paid. So, yeah, you know, we were just kind of missing that community there. So it's really cool that we're gonna have to kind of be immersed in that culture a little bit more. And yeah, we're just excited, man. I mean, I'm terrified as well. Don't get me wrong.
hey, that's part of it, right?
Yeah,
Part of the excitement.
I finally have insurance. That's something that musicians don't know what that means. Not all the time, at least. And so, you know, it's just really new for me, but it's exciting. You know, I'm ready to be a sponge and learn. You know, I crave learning all the time. Like, trying new things is something that I love as well. So it's gonna be a change of pace for sure. I'm gonna have to wake up early now instead of at noon, but
You'll adjust.
I'll adjust. So, but yeah, you know, I think that, you know, this whole situation is awesome. The fact that it's in Florida is a plus. But, you know, if it would have been anywhere else, as long as it was a calling, I would have been super happy to be there.
Yeah.
Either way. But yeah, it was cool that it was in Fort Myers. But I'm gonna miss a lot of people here, man. It's like I said, the music scene. Even last night, man, I almost. So last night for those of you watching, last night I played at Dublin's, and it was my last show. It was Hannah's last show too. She played a set and
killed it.
Yeah, she did.
Thanks,
She
guys.
did. Parentheses. Hannah has been learning how to play the bass for a month, and she's going on tour and playing jazz with Jason Gessel and Mike Underwood.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're going to the what is it, the West Coast, right? Where are you guys going again?
Yeah, we're leaving in our little Subaru here, hatchback, going from Wisconsin all the way over to Washington and Oregon.
Nice.
And then we'll go through California, through Arizona, down to Texas.
Okay.
And then from Texas, we were going to go back to Wisconsin. And then I'd come back and join Julio in Florida. And so obviously with this tour, that's why I'm going to be this a little bit later, joining Julio in Florida, prior commitments with this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jason Gessel's wife, Kate Voss, is usually one doing this tour. She had a beautiful little baby girl who's a month old.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a month old on that kind of trip.
That's,
Yeah.
No.
No. So I'm stepping in, and it's going to be a blast. And it's been super fun getting to learn another instrument and all these great songs. It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. I said my life is practicing and packing.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah.
Double P's. That's
Yeah.
it.
And figuring out where we're gonna live right now. That's another thing.
I'm leaving that one up to Julio. I trust him.
Okay.
He has higher standards than I do too. I'm like, hey, that's like a cheap college housing house. And he's like, absolutely not. We're adults now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a nice place
Central
to live.
air, at least.
Yes.
In a dishwasher.
So I trust him. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, yes. So at Dublin's was super fun. But yeah, at the end, I almost I really wanted, like, tears were gonna come out very soon here. So I really had to like toughen up a little bit, because like, yeah, it was just very even on the way. I mean, Hannah knows this. We were driving to the gig, and I was nervous, and I don't get nervous, but I was just like, man,
Those
this
butterflies, right?
yeah, I was just like, man, this is the last time I'm gonna do this for a while, you know. And yeah, it just felt weird, but you know, I don't know. It was
Yeah, it gave you a moment to kind of let it all soak in, right?
yeah.
So
right.
I feel like, you know, ever since you made that announcement, I I'm guessing lots of people were trying to reach out and be like, hey, you know, we got to hang out one more time
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you just had your farewell gig over at Fletch's too, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, on
with the
Sunday.
jazz orgy and stuff.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, you're involved with a lot of different groups.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. You know, just seeing a lot of friends from the scene, and it was insane too, because before I even made that announcement, I had to reach out to almost everybody that needed to know before.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of wanted to be like, hey, man, I can't do this gig anymore. I can't go on this tour. I was actually going to go on a tour around the same time as her too. And I ended having to back out of it because obvious reasons. But
Yep.
yeah, so we stopped doing that, and then I had to finish a couple contracts that I couldn't do it anymore, and then I had to talk to my agent too, and be like, "Hey, I'm moving. Sorry, you know."
Yep.
But like I said, the support has been so awesome that we haven't had any problems, and of course, you know, it's the good news is that I you know, everybody was supportive, but you know, I wasn't there to burn any bridges or anything like that either. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was taken care of, and luckily Sly Joe helped a lot with that too. He took a bunch of gigs that I couldn't make, so
Is he gonna sing Despacito too?
He did do Spanish in one of his Fox Menagerie.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, nice.
He does all the demos, and Julio was on with the Pegasus one, right?
Yeah.
And he was singing in Spanish, and he
All
was
right.
like, "All right, Joe,
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome songwriter.
yeah."
And that's why, you know, this is another thing that I was going to say too, is that I'm excited to go to Fort Myers too, because I want to bring Wisconsin to Fort Myers. And I don't mean just me and Hannah, but like everybody. Like, I want to bring everybody down there. Like, I want to be able to use everybody in a way where I can, you know, be like, hey, look at what Oshkosh has to offer. Like, this random town in Wisconsin that, like, you know, not a lot of people know unless you fly planes, you know.
Or buy kids' clothes.
Yeah, or buy kids' clothes.
my
Yeah.
gosh, yes.
But you know what I mean? It's just like, that's what I wanted to do. So I'm already trying to get people to come down there and do some like classes and clinics, or, you know, just kind of show what I told people, that if I ever got rich, I would buy a gated community and call it Oshkosh in Fort Myers.
There you go. And then the little lake behind it is Lake Winnebago.
Yeah, Lake Winnebago.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yep. Cool.
So yeah, man.
But I want to take a quick pause because I want to insert a little video clip that I took of the show last night at Dublin.
Oh, really? Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll take a quick pause and you guys enjoy the video here.
Yeah, no, that was an arrangement that I made for a Rihanna song called "Please Don't Stop the Music." That song has evolved. That arrangement, at least, has evolved a lot throughout the years. I decided to take it in a different direction. I heard a Jamie Cullum version of it, and then I really liked that. But then I, heard the original, and then heard a couple other ones, and we decided to kind of just make it like kind of a combination of both of those. And then at the end, one day, so I was playing with a salsa band here in Wisconsin, Salsa Manzana, which you guys know. And we played this song called, what's it called? Baila que baila. That's what it's called. Baila que baila, which is man's. It means dance. What dance? But it makes sense in Spanish. Baila que baila. But I heard it, and it was kind of in the same key, and then I kind of got some inspiration from there, and then we kind of took that and then kind of added it at the end. And I love adding Latin music to my sets because I'm Latino and I grew up with salsa music, and that was something that I didn't get to experience as much in the scene because there wasn't a lot of salsa music around, a lot of Latin. So I just wanted to add Latin to my pop tunes that I played. So yeah. And what a better way to do that at the end too, and just kind of show off a little bit of percussion. You were playing last night too. You were killing it too.
I was just there to enjoy the show, and then Wood goes, "Here you go." I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to his bongos.
Yeah, right.
It's that tiger print on there.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
saw that?
What?
Yeah, that's new. That's new.
Yeah, well, that was a lot of fun, man, and it was cool to see all the people come out to see you guys,
Yeah.
and be a part of it. Really, that's the fun and great thing about being musicians is that you can share those moments together, either by listening or playing with each other.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm sure that evening could have gone forever if we wanted to, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it was really cool. It was a great night.
Yeah.
I had a good time with everybody. Yeah, so thank you for all the people that came out. Man, that was so much fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to wrapping things up, I've asked you this already, but I don't. Yeah, this is your first time on the show, right? So,
Yeah, it is. Yes.
It's my first time.
What are some of your Manila favorites and stuff here at the restaurant?
I have a favorite.
Yeah?
And I know like everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment I had it, I crave it every day for 3 weeks. And
Yeah,
I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm a little worried in Florida. I might have to have you like mail it to me.
Sure. Or we
I
can
might have to just buy a plane ticket up here for a day to just have some. I literally am that addicted to
Yeah?
it. It's so good. They're those crystal noodles, and I believe it's called sotangun.
Sotanjon. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you say it?
Yeah, sotangon. You got it.
Sotanjon.
Yeah.
Did it right. And yeah, I get the sotangun with the tofu and vegetables.
There it is.
Every time.
Nice.
Every time it's amazing.
Yeah.
And every time I want it. Every day afterwards.
We should try an experiment. When we come down and visit you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll get one ready. We'll get it in a little hot box or something and see how well it holds.
I mean, it is veggies and tofu, so it's got definitely longer shelf life than most.
Or we can just open up a Manila Resto South.
I mean,
I fully support this message.
I do like the idea of saying that you will deliver across the country, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Anywhere. You just can't do the Jimmy John's thing and say they'll get there freaky fast because you might get sued, but
Yeah, well, it won't be freaky fast.
it'd be real slow.
Yeah.
Freaky slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you were behind the bar for a little bit here, also at Manila, right?
Yeah, it was really cool that I also got to hang out and be part of the team here.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun, man. Monday nights, it was that was my favorite time. Actually, just bartending and doing something different from music was really cool that I got to do that. And so yeah, thank you for allowing me to.
Yeah. And then you played here on the weekends
And
sometimes.
then I played here on the weekends.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would work and then play afterwards. Yeah, it was.
And now you're a bartender.
Yeah, and now he's gonna entertain us.
Yeah.
Full service.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Try
Yeah.
the bihon. Bihon is actually one of my favorite ones that I like to eat here. I used to get it all the time. The packer roll is one of my favorite rolls. Just because I love that shrimp and that avocado.
That shrimp, though.
That shrimp. That shrimp is fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shrimp is fresh. What else do I like? You know what I never got to try here was the what is that dessert that I forget the name of it. It's
The
got
halo-halo?
The halo-halo. I never
man.
got to try the halo-halo. Yeah, and it's crazy because we met some people from the Philippines and in Florida, and they're like, yeah, we for some reason they put like something different on halo halo that is not.
Oh, sure. There's lots of different variations.
Yeah, like variations, right?
Yep.
But yeah, they were like, yeah, you gotta try this, and I'm like, all right, well, and I told them about you because obviously, and yeah, it was a cool thing to talk about with them because it was an instant like connection. I found out that talking about food with other races is like the fastest way to connect with somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that's super cool because I love food, and who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
So it was really cool to connect that way. So even working here, it kind of made me learn some of those, different words and stuff like that. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And we were talking about that in the first episode that we had you on here. We were talking about food from home and if there were any places around here that were selling that stuff, right? You said up in Green Bay?
Yeah, up in Green Bay, there's still some Salvadorian stuff.
Yeah.
Pupusas.
Yeah, pupusas, which is, the most famous food in Central America. But yeah, I don't get to eat it as often. I mean, I'm not.
You cook?
I do cook. Yes,
Yeah.
I do cook.
He's a great cook.
Nice.
Yeah. It is nice.
I love to cook, and that's one of the things too. Is that's why Manila was an instant love for me because trying food from here made me want to learn how to make some of this stuff too. Even when I went down to Puerto Rico, or every single time I go to any country or any state that I don't know, I always ask, hey, what's the food that is like made here? And if I like it, I try and recreate it. It doesn't always work out, but because
Hey, just practice, right?
yeah,
That's right.
no, for sure. I mean, I tried making bijon and sotajon, and it didn't work out. So,
Dude, you must be forgetting the feelings.
I think so.
Extra feelings, man.
Extra feelings, yeah. Well, they got that yum sauce here, so I can't really compete. So,
Yeah, you got that.
yum.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What is your favorite here?
Oh, depends. But if I had to say something right now, it would be the rice bowl.
The rice bowl?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then second on my list, in my mind, it would be the crispy pata.
Oh, crispy pata, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm hungry, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
it's 10:15 right now. And
I know. I haven't even eaten anything yet. We woke up and we're like, we got to go do this podcast.
Yeah.
No,
No, I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down for a few.
Oh,
so.
no,
you for
of
having
course,
us.
man. We
Yeah.
love hanging out with you too. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you for sure. I don't know about Hannah,
I am. I'm
but
going to miss you. And the sotang noodles. We'll be back
Yes. Yeah.
to visit.
Yeah. Please let us know.
yeah, for sure. And you know that, whenever you want to come to Fort Myers, you and the whole fam, you guys got a house
Yeah.
down there for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're totally in.
Especially once I have my gated community called Oshkosh, I'm gonna call you to maybe invest.
Oh my goodness.
Well, there's a $2 ticket that could win it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
Mega Millions. It's 800 right now. 800 million. Right?
Oh my
Yeah. It's
gosh.
eight. Like it's like
Can you
it's
even
almost.
imagine? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing at a time.
Yeah. One thing at a
There
time
you
for
go.
sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would be insane. Yeah, even finding a house right now in Florida is kind of insane because the Florida housing market is crazy right now.
Yeah.
HOA fees are insane, and Hurricane Ian kind of screw everything up. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We're
I think
excited.
it's a great opportunity for you. I think there's a lot of great opportunity for others too as they're rebuilding and getting back on their feet. Like
Yep.
that was such a big devastating thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be a blessing for you, blessings for everyone down there to be surrounded with people like you to help kind of bring things back to life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking forward to doing another follow up with you guys, whether it be here or down there.
Yeah.
That'd
you
be
know.
super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'd be really cool.
We got
Even-
to do that.
Okay.
Keep everybody in the loop of what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And we have everything to do podcast over just if you wanted to do like it's not a Zoom podcast, but it's like
Virtual.
it's very close where like even
Hey, you're kind of prevent me from like getting on a plane and going.
No,
down there?
no. I guess not. You're right. I guess you're right. I mean, please do. That would be awesome. And if we do, let's do it on the beach.
I was just gonna say beach
Fine.
podcast.
That sounds like a horrible idea, but
Yeah.
That would be so
Sunset.
much fun.
yeah.
That'd be like the Manila podcast not overseas, but traveling.
country.
It'd be a traveling podcast. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There it is.
I like it.
Yeah, you can even travel like to go see Wood. Where you should travel to like Texas or something and see them over there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Hey, you guys want to do a podcast?
Yeah, that'd be so awesome. It's a traveling podcast.
Yeah, you want to call? No, I'm going to be there.
No, I'll be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, any like shout outs you want to give to anybody?
I mean, I guess I just want to shout out to the whole Oshkosh music scene, man. Thank you so much for everything you did for me, and then thank you so much for supporting my music. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited because I get to go do something awesome, like it's really cool that I'm excited about, but I'm also terrified. But your support has really, really made it easier for me, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How about you, Hannah?
Same. We love you all, and we'll continue to love you all.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the support again. Yeah, it's been super wonderful. All the hugs and love as we go into this next chapter of life. We're bringing all those relationships here in our hearts everywhere we go. So thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's not goodbye, right?
No,
That's
we'll,
right.
we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon for
See
sure.
you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
first stop, you come back. We'll have a couple dishes ready for you.
Oh,
I love it.
Sotahon for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
Do you guys are you guys going to be down there for a minute? Like, are you going to have an opportunity to come back here, like before the year's up, or
Probably not.
it's probably getting into? It'll be a busy season, right?
Yeah.
Getting into the holidays and whatnot.
Yeah, just learning the new job, being trained. Like I said, I do want to be back at some point, but probably for the first maybe 6 months, I really want to focus on being down there and really, really immersing myself in there.
Yeah.
I feel like if I go down there and just keep coming back, then it's not really gonna do anything for me. So we want to be down there and really, really check it out. And like I said, like I feel like we're kind of like conquistadors in a way. Like we're going to Florida and we're just putting our Wisconsin
not.
flag.
No.
And we're-
Oshkosh.
Yeah,
Conquer
Oshkosh.
anything.
Yeah. We're representatives of Oshkosh, so we're gonna go down there. And I told people that anybody out there can make this. I mean, I'll pay for it if you want, but
Ooh.
I want like everybody from the music scene and like friends and family, like those artistic pictures where they're all little pictures of people, but then it's
Like your face, but with everyone else.
no,
on it?
no.
Oh my
Yeah, no, it's like
I know what you said.
yeah, so it's like a little picture, but then like all those little pictures of people or whatever makes one big picture of something.
Yeah, your face.
Well, something like that. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to have that, but be like the Wisconsin flag,
Sure.
and that's what I wanted to plant down in Florida. Or like have it at the house or something. I think that'd be really cool.
So how much are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want a huge one, but I mean something that I can hold and march around.
A whole wall of the
A
house.
whole wall, a whole wrap.
That'd be insane.
house
So
wrap.
You're waking up in the middle of the night. You're looking up and you see Wood's face up there.
Yeah, it's a tiny wood face. Yeah, I mean that's what I want one of those because I said, I want to bring Oshkosh to Fort Myers. That's my goal right now. So with that being said, that's why we want to kind of stay there for a while and really immerse ourselves so we can get to know people and then
get settled in, get plugged in.
yeah.
And we will come and visit.
And there's a lot of people
that's
too from here that already told us that are gonna come down. So yeah, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank
right
you
on.
so much.
Yeah, let's do this again soon. And best wishes to you guys. And you guys will be awesome.
Thank you so much, man.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here on the Bacata Podcast, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Bye.